Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube segment, I wanted to talk about a situation that took place recently involving an ex-NBA player by the name of Gilbert Arenas. Some of you may have heard of him, and a homeless man and a winning lottery ticket. This is a very miraculous story, very magical, and it shows you that anything, virtually anything could happen anytime. It seems like almost nothing is impossible. This was a very improbable story, people. And those of you that didn't hear about it, you're going to find this is bewildering and astounding, to say the absolute least. What happened was there was one day, and this is from Gilbert Arenas himself, that he stated this, that he had. And what happened one day, he went over to, I guess, like a convenience store or gas station, and he encountered a homeless man. And what happened was he was going to help the homeless man out and give him some money. And what happened was Gilbert Arenas noticed that his fuel tank, I guess, was either empty or very close to empty. He was going to need. Apparently, he was going to need. Arenas, I believe, only had like $10 in his pocket. He was going to need all that. At least the homeless man felt that to get his gas in, and he was also, Gilbert Arenas was going to play the lottery. The homeless man said to Gilbert Arenas, "Well, you know what you do. Don't give me any of that money. Hold on to it. Play the lotto, and you're going to give me $20. After you win it, you're going to win the lottery." He made a prediction that Gilbert Arenas would win it. Now, I don't know if he was being flippant or not, but he did make a statement saying that Gilbert Arenas would win it. He said that to Gilbert Arenas. What happened subsequently, Gilbert Arenas apparently wound up being late to play the lotto, and the lotto had already shut down. So what happens is Gilbert Arenas later on, he goes home, he gets some kind of text, and in the text it stated that he won the lottery. Now, I guess he believed it was some kind of hoax or scam or spam or what have you, and he didn't believe it because he didn't play the lottery. So he figured, well, there's no possibility I could have won a lottery because I didn't play it. What happened was when he went to the convenience store, I believe it was the next day, he went in, and the owner of the convenience store gas station was ecstatic. He said to Gilbert, you won the lottery. You won the $300,000. And Gilbert couldn't figure out. He was dumbfounded because he couldn't understand how he won the lottery when he didn't play it. Well, get a load of this. The owner of that convenience store gas station, he played the lotto for him. Gilbert, I guess, had been playing the same numbers consistently, and the owner of that gas station convenience store played those numbers before the deadline for Gilbert, and he won the lotto. And what happened was Gilbert helped this homeless man afterwards and gave him an undisclosed amount of money. And I would say presumably it was likely enough for this man to get on his feet and be able to maybe get a room or apartment or something, and get some housing and get some subsistence things going for him and survival needs. I thought that was an amazing story. It's one that you can't even script, and there was something in there. I was looking at some comments on this on Yahoo, on the article, on the blog on this, and somebody said, well, God didn't have anything to do with this. Well, that's something we may not know. I think God does play a role. I'm a believer, in all respect to people out there that don't believe, and they have their various wide divergence of belief systems out there. I do respect and understand it, but I am a believer. I do think, God plays a role in virtually everything, and the thing about it is, he may very well played a role in helping that homeless man win the money. But it was so eerily prophetic that the homeless man actually said this, and he made a statement that he made. It basically, it's a proclamation. Gilbert Arenas was going to win the lottery. I can't even believe that something like that actually transpired, but it is an incredible story, and it really was something good to hear about, considering we're hearing all these negative stories at this time and things going on with the coronavirus where there's a lot of negativity going around and a lot of people obviously feeling very despondent, very melancholy and distraught, and for obvious reasons. And we could hear a story like this, and that we see stories of kindness to strangers, and somebody like Gilbert Arenas, who's somebody of very high acclaim. He was somebody that was, I believe, he was a 3-time NBA All-Star. He was a very good NBA player, and there are some people, of course, that are of celebrity status that reach a certain stature in life that do become, I believe, arrogant and egotistical. And Gilbert Arenas obviously showed by his actions, assuming the story is true, this is reported by Gilbert Arenas again, that he showed that he is somebody that's obviously the antithesis of this, somebody that can actually be very humble. And he probably is likely, I'm sure, I don't know for a fact, but I'm sure he's likely very grateful to God or whoever he sees as his, if he does, assuming he does believe in a higher power, that he is grateful to that supreme being for what has happened in his life. And I mean, $300,000. I mean, we're not talking about a minuscule amount of money. I mean, the thing about it is, it's very hard to even win $100 in some kind of lotto game, whether it's scratch off or you're playing like a pick 5 or pick 6 or what have you, let alone something where it's going to be $300,000. And having those odds were so astronomical as far in terms of actually winning it, something so improbable in those sequence of events that went down at this time. I mean, this is a story for the ages. So I mean, apparently, according to Gilbert Arenas, it is true. And again, it's something that you can't write up, and it's something, I think, to remind us that even people of celebrity status and stature, that there are people like Gilbert Arenas out there that are benevolent, that do have compassion, that have a heart for people that are in a less fortunate situation, such as somebody that's impoverished, homeless, hungry, homeless, those kind of things. Those you do have people out there that will help those people. Sadly, not everybody's going to be as benevolent, as compassionate, or altruistic as Gilbert Arenas was. And there are people that are, unfortunately, I believe there are some celebrities out there that are just the opposite, that act like they're too good to help people that are at a lower stature in their life, that are in a limited situation. But Gilbert Arenas certainly proved he was not one of those people. Incredible story. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube segment. Until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.